In this video, we're going to show you how to replace a front strut assembly on your RX350 Lexus. Using a 21mm socket, remove the lug nuts. Remove the wheel. I'm using a pair of locking pliers on the back of the sway bar. Then using a 17mm socket, removing the nut. Push the sway bar out of the strut. Remove the 12mm bolt holding the ABS harness and the brake line. Pop those to the side. Remove this ABS bracket. Using a 22mm wrench and socket, I'm going to remove the nut off of these lower strut bolts. Remove the strut bolts. Using a 30mm axle nut socket, we're going to remove the axle nut. Using a 10mm socket, undo the bolt out of this ABS harness. Pull that bracket forward. This gives it more space for the knuckle to drop straight forward. Pull the knuckle forward. Make sure none of these hoses or wires have any tension on them. Under the hood, remove this cover. Using a 14mm socket, remove the top 3 nuts on the strut. When you're taking out this last nut, be sure to have a hand on the bottom of the strut to catch it, because it will want to just fall out when you take this out. Remove the strut assembly. Remove the 3 nuts on top of the new strut assembly. And then install it into the car. Once you have 1 nut on, you can let go of the bottom of the strut. Using a 15mm socket, snug down the new nuts. Push the knuckle into the strut. Get the bottom bolt started. And then put the top bolt in. Start the nuts on the lower shock bolts. Snug them down. Torque these bolts to 214 foot-pounds. Install the ABS wire bracket. And the bolt, and then snug it down. Put the brake hose in the strut bracket, then put the ABS sensor right on top of that. Put your bolt in, and then snug it down. Install the ABS wire bracket onto the strut. Install the sway bar link into the strut and put your nut on. And then snug it down. Torque the sway bar link bolt to 55 foot-pounds. Install the axle nut. Snug it down. Using a pry bar to hold the studs, we're going to torque the axle nut to 217 foot-pounds. Using a hammer and a chisel, stake the nut. Install the wheel. Start your lug nuts. Snug them down. Torque the wheels in a star pattern to 80 foot-pounds. With the vehicle on the ground and the weight of the vehicle on the strut, torque these top nuts to 63 foot-pounds. And then put this cover back on. Line the tabs up and push it in place.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.